Hey guys, it's Emily. So today I'm going to show you guys my top 10 favorite highlighters. And I really went back and forth to if I was going to have like a numbered, 10 being most least favorite and then 1 being my favorite. But because I tried to use like different product like every single day, I rarely use the same product like over and over. I decided that wouldn't be fair because there's not a lot that I use like day after day because I'm always trying new stuff. But I did want to show you guys the 10 that stand out in my collection. 1 or 2 are a little bit more unconventional, but these are just my favorites. I'm not a like nudes everyday grocery store looks type of person, but also with these, if there is something different in the formula, because I do own, I would say, like a couple different shades of a lot of these products, I might make a note that, if there's a different consistency or something like that. So first off, I wanted to talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sun Dipped Glow Kit, and I thought that I would start off with this one because this is probably one of the ones I've been using the longest, and I would say one of my first favorite highlighters. So this is what it looks like, and this one is my favorite because I really love this golden shade right here. If you are pale like me, you know it's really hard to find a golden shade for your skin, and I know that this one bronzed right here is definitely too dark. I don't even think I've touched it, to be honest. It's totally untouched. But what I did like with these, I thought these ones were going to be too dark for me as well, but what I would like to do is I would like to mix this one with this one if I wanted more of a pink tint, and then this one with this one if I wanted to be a little bit warmer, a little bit more bronzy. So I'm going to swatch a couple for you right now. You guys can see. Here are the swatches for that. This was my first Anastasia Glow Kit, and I got this when highlighting first started becoming like a big thing, and I'm so glad I did because this one was one of the ones that I did use for a while just because I hadn't really gotten anything else, so this one is definitely one of my favorites. So next I want to talk about the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Swirl Illuminator, and this one is in Gilded Honey, but I have 2 other ones. It's like Ballerina and something peach, I believe, and the formula is consistent throughout those. I know this one is a staple for a lot of people, and this one's definitely one of my more used highlights. This one I know for a fact looks great on every skin tone. This one can get a little bit too dark for me, but if I put it on light, I can definitely make it work, and it's such a pretty gold. As well as the formula is so smooth and so consistent. I feel like if you're super pale, then the Ballerina shade I have right here would probably be better for you. And I also have this one that is Peach Glow right here, in case you want more of a warmer tone. They also have a shade that is darker than the Gilded Honey. So I feel like if you are like a makeup collector in the slightest, this is definitely something you need in your collection. So next I want to talk about the Urban Decay Naked Illuminator, and this one is either a hit or a miss for people, and I'll tell you why. So this one is extremely glittery. It is glitter bomb, totally. However, if you're someone that likes glitter, you will love it. But if you like that like subtle glow, like you still need to go to work, but you still want to shine, this is so not for you. This is like going out to the club and you want everyone in the club to see you. And I like to treat it more of like a highlighter topper. I almost never use it by itself. But if I put it on top of my highlighter, it makes it even just so much more. I want to show you guys what I mean. So I'm just going to spray my face with a little bit of setting spray and then get a little bit of this on my brush, and then I'm going to put this on my cheek right here. And it goes from, like highlighter to like boom. This one, because it is a lot of glitter, does show up in the dark, kind of. Like I can take a Snapchat in my car at night and it will show up. I also feel like this is a great body highlighter, and for someone that doesn't like to tan, I can't put those bronzing oils or anything on, but I can put this on. So I still get that sparkle and that, shine without having to be bronzed. Next I want to talk about the Hard Candy Highlighter. I believe they really only have 1 shade of this, and I hope they come out with more. This one says it is iridescent, and I agree. It is duochrome. This one is almost sort of a really light highlighter with the finest amount of pinkish pigment, if that makes sense. This one does need like to be used with a wet brush, in my opinion, or setting spray. I'm gonna spray like the back of my hand and then do a swatch like that. This one is a good subtle one, but just until you catch it in the light. It doesn't look as good as it does on my face. If I can remember one of the Instagram videos that I used in, I will insert it here so you guys can see. This swatch does definitely not do it justice. I would say it's in the realm of Pink Heart from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Moonchild Glow Kit. Not exact, but very in the similar shade range. As well as the packaging is so cute. Next, I wanted to talk about this one from Give Me Glow. This is an indie brand, and this one is Porcelain Peach from their Peach collection, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to swatch it for you. And I think these ones are amazing. I think they're $17 or $18. The owner had sent me one a while back, like 6 months ago, and unfortunately it was just too dark for me. No matter what I did, it was just too dark for me, being so pale. And so I noticed that she had come out with some different shades and I bought them. So I bought this one as well as Slay Me, which is sort of a marbled one, which I will also swatch for you. This one is really pretty as well. And these ones I really like because they are really pigmented, but without being too pigmented to where it looks like you have a eyeshadow on your face. It was actually what I was wearing before I put the Urban Decay on. And I love seeing indie brands with quality that is on par with brands in Sephora. And I definitely recommend you check these out. I feel like these are a little hidden gem in the makeup world. Next, I know a lot of you can be like, that's not a highlighter. But it says glitter highlighter. So I wanted to include this because I, in fact, do use them as a highlighter. So the reason I say like I actually do use them as a highlighter, they go on clear and you can only see the glitter when you catch it in the light. So if I was looking at you like this, you might be able to see, you know, where my regular shine is if I put it to down here. So like here, you know, you can't really see it as much until you catch it in the light, and I think that is so cool. Especially because the glitter in it is duochrome, so it's probably more pink here, and then you go like that and it's green. And this one is in the shade Mermaid Scales. This one is Tropical Smoothie, and this is one of my favorites. So, you know, kind of clear, and then it goes into this like purpley pink glitter, and I think it is so pretty. And obviously for like the normal person, that is not everyday use. But I think it is one of the best options to when it comes to festival glitter and stuff like that. Those ones will definitely stay on your face. Next is this highlighter from the brand Model's Own. When I got this, I was pleasantly surprised. I looked at it and I didn't think, you know, I thought it'd be, you know, just like basic highlighter, but it is so good. I feel like it is so underrated. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it. I just give you a swatch there, and it goes on so glowy. This is definitely a intense highlighter for sure. And I was surprised because before I got it in PR, I had never really heard of this brand, but they recently came over from the UK and now are in Ulta. This brand, to my knowledge, was more in the middle of like, you know, not quite drugstore and not quite high-end, you know, more in the middle. But I literally just checked Ulta, that way I could give you guys like a price and make sure that I wasn't, you know, picking that out of nowhere. And it looks like literally everything from there is on sale, so making these like $8, which is like a steal. I do want to mention though, this one is Golden Sands, but it is very pink. I would say this is a light pink, but the product itself is really good. Being now that they're only $8, I would definitely classify this as a drugstore. I would go on to say that this is probably the best drugstore highlighter that there is. And next, I'm going to be talking about the... Oh my god! I literally just opened this and this fell out. I'm assuming this is like the glue on the bottom. So, David! It just like fell out.
So my highlighter depotted itself.
Pretty much.
You should start highlighting like this.
Yeah. Do you want to show everyone how you should highlight? This is David's idea of highlighting.
That's how you're supposed to highlight.
Thanks for the demonstration.
You're welcome. Also, you're welcome.
So I guess if you've ever wanted to know how thin the pan is, here you go. Anyway, before this depotted itself, I was going to say that I know a lot of brands are controversial now, but I only focus on products here on my channel, and that's just what I do. If you don't like that, I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm gonna get to it now. This Skin Frost from Jeffree Star is one of my favorites, and this one is an ice cold, and I will show you guys a swatch, even though my boyfriend kind of already did. And these are super, super pigmented. I would say borderline a highlighter and an eyeshadow, so you do have to use a light hand. But these are definitely super shiny. They definitely give you a very intense glow. You definitely have to learn how to use it, because if you don't, then you end up with just like giant, you know, chunk on your face. I have two more shades of the Skin Frost. This one is Peach Goddess, which I also really like right there. And this one is almost a little bit too dark for me, so you don't really see me use it very often. But I did want to talk about, I got this one in Princess Cut, which I thought would be perfect in between Ice Cold and the Peach Goddess, that in my opinion, it isn't quite consistent. This one, I feel like I have a pretty hard time getting, I'm just going to wipe off all this so that way I can show you guys. I have a pretty hard time actually picking product up on this one, and I don't have that for this one or the Peach Goddess at all. I got the Ice Cold and the Peach Goddess from the original launch, and then obviously, you know, this one came after. But when I swatch this one, I don't really get that much up on my finger, and I have to kind of like build, and then put it on there. And it's still pretty, but it just has a different texture in my opinion. These ones are almost a little bit more powdery, but not in a bad way. It's a lot easier to pick up product. I'm trying to hold it so it doesn't fall out, opposed to like this one where I can go like that, and do you see how much product? You can kind of see the different textures. This one is like really almost smushed in, and this one's almost powdery, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if he maybe changed his formula or if it just varied because of the color. However, Ice Cold is one of my favorites, and it definitely can help me save a look if sometimes I will put on a highlighter, maybe try a new one. You know, example, if I put on Peach Goddess and it was too dark, I can put this one on top and it'll save it. You know, it'll kind of mix in and lighten it up. That way I can wear it and I don't have these big streaks on my cheeks. Next, I want to talk about another glow kit by Anastasia, and this is the Sweets Glow Kit, and this is probably my favorite glow kit that they've come out with. All of the colors in here speak to me. I love this white because it's not just a white, but it has sort of a really, really light gold tint, as well as this grape one. Purple enough that it shows a little bit of color, but it's not like, wow, like that's purple. As well as this gold. It literally is probably one of the only highlighters that actually has a dip in it in the pan. I will probably hit pan on these before any of my other highlighters, which says a lot. I love mixing all of these in the palettes when they're in like this, and there's so many different shades. I really appreciate that. I really don't like when there's palettes that are all just, you know, the same color but different shades. These are so very different, and I feel like this could work on anyone. You know, if you're darker skin tones, you know, leave out this one, and if you're lighter skin tones, leave out this one. But other than that, mixing them and by themselves, they're so beautiful. You know, you can never go wrong with the Anastasia formula. This and the Sun Dipped Glow Kit are my favorites. The only inconsistent one I would say is the Moonchild. I do like that one, but I don't feel like it's in quite the exact same formula as this one, and I don't like it quite as much. I feel like those ones are a bit drier. So yeah, I definitely recommend the Sweets Glow Kit. Then last but not least is the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. I have already done a full review on this one, that is the pink sands and as well as the golden sands, so I'm not going to blabber on about these too much. But I really love these ones just because, like I mentioned in the last one, all of the shades in here are so different, as well as I'm really loving this cream base right here that I just stuck my nail into. I feel like it makes any highlighter so much more intense, and it's beautiful on its own. I hope you guys can see. You can really see it a lot more when it's at an angle on your cheek. And then with one of the powders layered on top, it is one of the more intense ones that I have. Like I said in that video, if you want the most intense highlight ever, these are 100% for you. So I've been using a lot more consistently than I use a lot of my other products. I'm gonna also swatch this white one, the pink one, and the gold one for you real quick. And you can see they are really shiny all on their own. And then also you get that like full effect if you use them as like the 3D highlighter system that they have it all, you know, made to go with. Definitely recommend these if you're still on the fence. I definitely suggest that if you see it in your Sephora store, swatch it, you will love it. And that is it, guys. If you made it to the end, thank you. I'm sure that this by now has been a pretty long video. So let me know if you made it towards the end. Give it a like, subscribe, and let me know what video you would like to see next. Right now I am working on a video testing different lip plumpers so I can tell you guys my favorite. But tell me what video you guys want to see next. Maybe top 10 eyeshadow palettes, top 10 nude lipsticks, top 10 colorful lipsticks. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!